back here in the States saying that the dismantling of USAID by Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency likely violated the Constitution. That judge now ordering a pause to any further cuts to USAID. Senior reporter Catherine Falter is an awesome story. All right, Catherine, what do we know?
So essentially what the judge is saying here is that Elon Musk's attempts to unilaterally dismantle USAID likely violated the Constitution. And essentially that obviously is as it relates to Elon, but also any of his employees, those Doge employees who helped this dismantling of it. Now, what's important here is what the judge says. It's unclear what implications this will have long term, but what the judge did do is that for any current USAID employees or those on administrative leave, the judge says that essentially the email, payment, security notification, and all other electronic systems, I'm quoting from him here, need to be reinstated. So again, while the judge did rebuke, of course, Musk's role within the Trump administration and his role with Doge in dismantling unilaterally USAID, it's really not clear exactly the implications of this decision, and the operations of USAID remain unclear at this point. But surely a rebuke of Elon Musk and his role, which the judge believes is unconstitutional.
So, Kim, from a legal perspective, do you think we could see a domino effect here?
In theory, I mean, what the judge basically said is that there was nothing in the record showing that Elon Musk's decisions were actually ratified or approved by people higher up in the chain of command, such as Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who is the de facto head of USAID. So my guess is that the Trump administration will come back and do that and will rubber stamp Musk's decision making. But I do think this is an important ruling and a message from the federal judiciary that this is unconstitutional. And it frankly, I agree with that. The court basically found that, the appointments clause of Article 2 requires Senate confirmation for someone exercising the kind of power that Elon Musk is exercising. In addition, the court found that it's Congress that decides how agencies function. Congress creates them, Congress dissolves them. So, it's unclear really if, like I said, my expectation is the Trump administration will come back and check that box, but I don't think it's going to make this problem go away for the Trump administration, because it really does undermine the foundation of the separation of powers, which is that everyone in the government who exercises significant authority should be accountable to the voters. Elon Musk is not. And that's a gaping hole in our constitutional structure. And one way or the other, I think this will go to the Supreme Court.
Oh, you do think it'll go all the way to the Supreme Court? So, I mean, there have been critics out there saying that we are in a constitutional crisis right now. Kim, as a law professor and someone who's been following how basically the courts have been flooded by all these firings and cuts and dismantling of certain organizations by Elon Musk, do you think we're in a constitutional crisis?
I think there's no question. I frankly, Kira, don't understand the argument that we're not in a constitutional crisis. What's a constitutional crisis? The accumulation of power in one place, one person, that is Donald Trump. The revolutionary people who fought the Revolutionary War did it to get rid of a king with unlimited power and broke that power up to 3 different branches. Trump and the Republicans in Congress have allowed this, has basically overridden Congress's prerogative, creating agencies, dissolving agencies, appointment, removal, the power of the purse, ignoring all of that. So that's taking that power from Congress. And we're also seeing pushback on judges, impeachment efforts for judges just following the law, the rule of law, and reporting that the Trump administration is ignoring federal court orders. That means someone in the government thinks that there's no accountability for him. That's not a democracy. That is unlimited power, one person. It's completely antithetical to our constitutional structure. So it's hard for me to, again, understand the argument we're not in a constitutional crisis if one guy can call all the shots and there's nobody who can stop him or even willing to push back in this moment.
Good morning, guys. Good morning once again. Welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. Please do understand that I'm not a politician. I do not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen who's also a voter, and I do believe that my views count when it comes to political affairs of our beautiful country. So, Judge Chuang said, no, Elon, no Trump. You are overdoing it. I am halting this whole thing of the US aid being stopped or being dismantled. So it has had people talking, and having seen the way Trump is moving and Elon Musk, are we now going to see them saying this judge must be impeached, as they are already doing with the judge that has halted the deportation of the Venezuelan gang? Yay, America is so busy. If you didn't know, there's a gang that more than 300 people that are suspected or maybe allegedly belong to a very dangerous gang in Venezuela were deported.
We so rarely hear from him. That was the Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court, John Roberts, making today's rebuke by him of Donald Trump's rhetoric pretty darn remarkable. Chief Justice John Roberts scolding Donald Trump's call to impeach a federal judge. The Chief Justice saying this, quote, "For more than 2 centuries, it has been established that impeachment is not an appropriate response to disagreement concerning a judicial decision. The normal appellate review process exists for a purpose." About that, the New York Times writes this, quote, "Just weeks ago, Chief Justice Roberts' point would have been uncontroversial. There is no modern tradition of impeaching judges for their rulings. Just 8 federal judges have been impeached, convicted, and removed in the history of the country, most for egregious criminal and personal behavior." As noteworthy as Roberts' statement is, we are finally seeing him draw a red line when it comes to Donald Trump's attacks on the judiciary.
Breaking: another blow to Donald Trump, his administration, and specifically to Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency. A federal judge just ordered the government to reinstate the U.S. Agency for International Development Systems, ruling that that accelerated shutdown of the agency led by Elon Musk likely violated the United States Constitution in multiple ways. And there is a timeline, a number of timelines behind this. The judge also ordered that Musk's Department of Government Efficiency to reinstate access to email, payment security notification, and other electronic systems for all USAID employees and contractors. Also, order the department to provide written confirmation of compliance to the court within 7 days. This is another blow by another federal judge. Let's see if the Donald Trump administration, his attorneys, and the like, Doge, if they will comply.
Let me read the article to you. A federal judge has blocked the Trump administration from taking any further steps to shut down the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID. In a ruling Tuesday, Judge Theodore Chuang said the efforts led by Trump and ally Elon Musk's Department for Government Efficiency, Doge, to close the agency likely violated the U.S. Constitution in multiple ways. Chuang ordered Doge to restore access to USAID's computer and payment system for employees, including those who were placed on leave. The judge also ruled that termination of USAID employees should stop, but did not order the reinstating of employees previously placed on leave. The ruling came in a case brought on behalf of 26 unnamed USAID employees who allege in court filings that Musk is following a predictable and reckless slash-and-burn pattern in dismantling U.S. government departments. In a complaint filed on 13 February, lawyers for the employees argued that Musk's power is illegitimate as he has not been officially nominated to a government post nor confirmed by the U.S. Senate, and asked for Doge activities to be halted and reversed. USAID was one of the first agencies targeted by Doge for cuts shortly after Trump re-entered the White House in January and ordered a 90-day freeze of all U.S. foreign aid. Musk and Doge argued in court documents that Musk's role is an advisory role. Sana, advisory! Doesn't look so, but Judge Chuang ruled that Musk and Doge exerted control over U.S. aid and in doing so likely violated the United States Constitution in multiple ways, and that these actions harmed not only plaintiffs but also the public interest. It's unclear what effect the ruling will have on U.S. aid operations. Administration officials have said that more than 80% of its activities have been halted. The Trump administration criticized Tuesday's ruling. Rogue judges are subverting the will of the American people in their attempts to stop President Trump from carrying out his agenda, White House spokesperson Anna Kelly said, calling the decision a miscarriage of justice and vowing to appeal. Noam is an executive chair of State Democracy Defenders Fund, which represented the USAID employees, called the ruling a milestone in pushing back on Musk and Doge's illegality. They are performing surgery with a chainsaw instead of scalpel, harming not just the people USAID serves, but the majority of Americans who count on the stability of our government, Eisen said. The ruling is the latest legal setback for the Trump administration. On Monday, another federal judge ordered a halt to the deportation of alleged Venezuelan gang members. The judge in that case questioned the Department of Justice lawyers about why his order, issued when several deportation flights were in the air, was not immediately implemented and followed. President Trump called for the impeachment of the judge in that case, which prompted a rare rebuke from the Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. Yo, Sana, America is busy. See, when I say America is busy, child. Okay, guys, whatever your views are, kindly share them in the comment section. I thought let me come out and share this with you before we begin our day and see what the world has to offer us. And whatever your views are, share them in the comment section about this USA judgment. I am looking forward to reading those, and I'll be seeing you in my next upload. And if you have time and you are on Wi-Fi, kindly watch my ads in full, as that is the only way you can be supporting the channel for now. It really goes a long way.